This trip started on a Saturday, May 12th, 2018. As usual, I had to work the day we started our vacation, but when my work day was over, we were packed and in the car racing to our first destination for the night. That night, we drove 195 miles to Coalinga, or about halfway to San Francisco. We were up early the next morning, left our hotel, and we're back on the road again. I always loved this next view, coming out of the tunnel and onto the Bay Bridge, crossing over to San Francisco. The first thing we did when we got into San Francisco was pick up my sister, Kim, and then head on over to a little place called Eddie's Cafe for breakfast. Here are some Giants pennants on the wall, and here's a funny sign. Besides the food, Eddie's Cafe is known for their wide range of coffee mugs on the wall and the ones that they serve their coffee in to their customers. Here's a picture of Kim with her coffee mug, Wonder Woman. That seems fitting enough. Here's my coffee mug, marked Tramp. Well, I guess that's fitting enough. Oh wait, that Tramp. Here's a shot of me and Marion in my Tramp cup at Eddie's. After breakfast, since we were parked near Alamo Square, we decided to take a look at the famous Painted Ladies. The famous row of Victorian houses were all built between 1892 and 1896, and images of them are popular on postcards in San Francisco. Unfortunately, they were backlit, so we decided to walk to the other side of Alamo Square to take a look at these houses. Actually, the term Painted Ladies refers to any set of Victorian or Edwardian houses that use 3 or more colors to show off the architectural details of their design. After that, we decided to head over to Chinatown. On the way over, I shot this through the car window of the bar Shanghai Kelly's, where you can find adventure, intrigue, and romance all in one place. Soon we found ourselves at the Vallejo parking garage on the border of Chinatown. Because of that, every parking spot has its own fortune. This one reads, "Share your happiness with others." Sorry, I've already handed out all the extra happiness that I had today. After walking a few blocks, we found ourselves in Chinatown. Much of that time there was spent looking at the sights on Grand Avenue and window shopping there. I always liked looking at the red lanterns in Chinatown. Lots of red lanterns. Give me $1 for every red lantern in Chinatown, and I could retire a wealthy man.
We're in the money. We're in the money.
By then, we were all pretty hungry, so we headed over to the Great Eastern Restaurant on Jackson Street to grab a bite to eat. Here's a picture of Kim at the restaurant. Here's Marion. And here I am. And this is just some of the dim sum that we sampled there. Back on the street, we resumed our looking around. More red lanterns. This storefront had terracotta warriors standing on guard. There's always a lot of nice murals down in Chinatown. Images of Bruce Lee are very popular. I love how on this one they've incorporated the drain pipe as part of the painting. You find a lot of these good luck cats in all the stores. I don't know what this is, but somebody knows me too well. Okay, I won't do it. After that, we headed over to Marnie Thai restaurant for some Thai food and called it a day. Marion and I drove over to Lombard Street, where all the motels are, and checked into the Surf Motel. We were tired and decided to call it a day. The next morning, we were up early to take an hour's drive south of San Francisco to Alice's restaurant on Skyline Boulevard. We had breakfast there last year and enjoyed it so much that we decided to make a trip there again this year. Here's what it looks like inside the restaurant. I guess it's very popular with bikers, so naturally, they would have a poster of Steve McQueen on a motorcycle on the wall. Here's a picture of Kim deciding what she wants to order for breakfast. Here's a picture of me and Marion deciding on our order. I knew what I wanted. The biscuits and gravy were so good last year that I ordered them again this year. Marion decided to go with the French toast. Oh, by the way, the restaurant is named after that famous song written and sung by Arlo Guthrie.
You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant.
From there, we headed over to the town of Felton to see the covered bridge. Here's a shot of the bridge, and you can see it's pretty tall. In fact, it's considered the tallest covered bridge in the United States. The bridge is no longer on the road, but it is accessible to pedestrians. Here's a shot looking through the bridge. Our next stop was the Henry Cowell Redwood State Park. Because of a shortage of time, we decided to go on the popular Redwood Grove Loop Trail. At the start of the trail is the obligatory giant slice of a redwood tree. Markings on the tree slice include the beginning of the Lewis and Clark expedition in 1804, the birth of Shakespeare and Galileo in 1564, and the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215. Here's a shot of Marion on the trail walking among the big trees. The redwood trees are the tallest trees in the world and can easily reach over 300 feet tall, the tallest being the Hyperion tree, reaching 380 feet tall. Here's a picture of the Hyperion tree compared to the Statue of Liberty and Big Ben. Although not as big in volume as the sequoia tree, the redwood is still pretty big. Here's a picture of me and Kim standing inside a redwood tree. And here's a picture of Marion, me, and Kim up against one. Much of the forest floor was carpeted in ferns and clover. Oh yeah, did I mention the fact that these trees are tall? Anyway, we soon completed a short mile-long hike inside to head for home. On the way, we stopped off to see a lighthouse in Santa Cruz. A little farther, and we were all hungry, so we stopped off at a little restaurant called the Whale City in the little coastal town of Davenport for some lunch. Here's a shot of the inside of the restaurant. We had stopped and ate here last year, so we knew we wouldn't be disappointed. In fact, we all got the same thing as last year, a BLT sandwich. Here's a picture of Kim at the restaurant, waiting for lunch to arrive. And here's a picture of me and Marion, licking our chops and ready to eat. One thing we did this year in Davenport that we didn't do last year was cross the road and take a look at the beautiful coastal scenery. I really love that giant tooth of a rock. Finally, we got to our destination, the ice cream bar on Cole Street in the Haight. Here's a shot of some of the fantastic flavors of ice cream that they've got there. Here's a picture of Marion and Kim at the ice cream bar with their hot fudge sundae. Notice I foolishly left mine alone with them. I'll never make that mistake again. This is a shot of my hot fudge sundae. I forget the two flavors of ice cream that I got, but I think the first one was labeled delicious and the second one out of this world. After that, we decided to call it a day. The next morning, we got together for breakfast at the Griddle Fresh restaurant in Noe Valley. Here's Kim at the restaurant, and here's a picture of Marion and me. This is a picture of the fancy breakfast that I got called the tiramisu French toast. It might sound a bit hoity-toity, but let me tell you, it was delicious. Then it was off to Pier 39 to once again wander through some of the unique stores that they have there.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream, ice cream. I left my heart. Me mind on fire, me soul on fire, feeling hot, hot, hot.
If you're a southpaw, you gotta make sure you stop at this store. Everything's made for the left-handed person. We be liking this store. This double-decker carousel at Pier 39 was handcrafted in Italy and includes 1,800 lights and 32 animals to ride on. Of course, a visit to Pier 39 wouldn't be complete without a look at the sea lions. They're easy to find. Just follow the noise or your nose. They're as noisy as hell and smell like dead fish. Here's a shot of Alcatraz Island from Pier 39. You can still hear the sea lions in the distance. A shot of the Golden Gate Bridge being photobombed by the Royal Star. And lastly, a picture of a couple tourists at Pier 39. By then, we were all pretty hungry, so we headed over to North Beach and to one of our favorite eating places in San Francisco, Mario's Bohemian Cigar Store. Here's a picture of Kim at Mario's, and here's one of Marion and me. Here's a shot of my delicious Italian meatball sandwich. Right across the street from Mario's is Washington Square. There you'll find St. Paul and Peter's Cathedral, which was featured in the movie Dirty Harry. And this brings us to the end of part 1 of the 2018 trip to San Francisco.